Thank you for joining the weekly dose of Emuna, a short audio to inject Emuna into our Shabbat Kodesh. This week, we're going to talk about keeping and remembering Shabbat Kodesh, Shamar v'Zachor. Let's go a little bit into detail as far as what keeping and remembering entails. Keeping, in essence, stands for the different practices that the Torah commands and instructs for us in terms of the laws of how to keep the Shabbat. So keeping Shabbat is really the body of the Shabbat. Yet on the other hand, remembering the Shabbat Kodesh, remembering is in essence our love. Remembering the importance of feeling, connecting, the idea of our soul, connecting to our soul and how much it yearns. It wants to connect to Shabbat Kodesh. It wants to connect to the Shekhinah, to the Queen, the Shabbos Queen. Keeping Shabbat, the laws of Shabbat, how do we do that? Well, when we keep Shabbat, we actually honor Shabbat by bathing, by making sure we take a haircut, shaving, doing the routine things, changing our clothes before the Shabbat begins. That enables us to be able to remember Shabbat, to delight in the Shabbat, to enjoy the meals, sing the beautiful songs, relax. In essence, remembering Shabbat, delighting in Shabbat is not such an easy task. Yes, we go through the motions and prepare ourselves with the bodily functions, understanding the laws that the Torah teaches us how to keep Shabbat. But in essence, there's a lot of tragedy. There's a lot of difficulties out there flooding our minds and causing us to possibly, God forbid, forget that Shabbat is a unique day. We don't want to think of Shabbat as it just being another day. Thinking about the last week that just passed as it being just another week in our lives. We want for us to be able to stop on Shabbat and remember it's a day to pause, think, realign, and start a new week in front of us, God willing, to realign our strength. Shabbat doesn't tell us and expect and demand from us to do away with any sadness and sorrow. I mean, not to just close our eyes in the face of all the tragedies and difficulties that Am Yisrael and we personally are going through in our own lives. But what we need to do on Shabbat is to table it. Table one day, do away sort of in a very subconscious way, put it on the side, all the difficulties, all the sadness, and be able to see life through a more balanced and hopeful, positive way. That is what we're asked to do, and that is how we're able to delight Shabbat Kodesh and remember that it's Shabbat. Sort of create an island in time, an ocean far away of stillness, of peace, of detachment from the things that remind us and bring us, God forbid, into thinking and connecting to things that are sorrow, that bring us pain and sorrow. It's a day to fully attach to our spirit, to our neshama, to the place of hope, to the place of betterness, to the place of knowing that there will be a day when all of our lives will be living in that stillness, a day free of distress, a life free of distress. Because Shabbat in itself and the world to come, Be'ezrat Hashem, is that in its very core and being. It's a time of comfort. It's a time for healing. It's an island of goodness. And Be'ezrat Hashem, through keeping the Shabbat every week, we're able to slowly attach ourselves to that place and time and detach ourselves from all the difficulties and sorrows. Should have a good Shabbat, a Shabbat of happiness and stillness of mind to everyone. Amen.